Welcome to the Star Trek Apologist, where we believe Star Trek is without error. After the video is over, please follow my link to the pilot episode of my series, Captain's Log Galactic Police. The show does need some fine-tuning, but I have some great story ideas, but I need subscribers. The wiki site Memory Alpha was perfectly named. It was named after a planet from Star Trek the original series. Memory Alpha is a planetoid set up by the Federation solely as a central library containing the total cultural history and scientific knowledge of all Planetary Federation members. Likewise, the wiki of Memory Alpha is a collection of all the facts that can be gathered from Star Trek. But I have had a few conversations where people will cite Memory Alpha as canon. But as much as I admire the cause of Memory Alpha, the site is not what makes things canon. Those who understand the site understand that it is a research assistant, not a source of finding out what is canon. I am pretty sure that all Star Trek productions nowadays use Memory Alpha rather than memorize every episode of Star Trek, so it is my hope that they watch this video and take it to heart. But this can also help those who might use the site to research for a chat in the comments or to make a video. These articles do have errors and poor reasoning involved. Let's take the article for the year 2367. At one point reads, according to Montgomery Scott, while trapped in the mirror universe, Scotty stated that the field density between the prime and mirror universes was closing rapidly, and should an escape not be made in the next 30 minutes, it would not be until this year in which another attempt could be made. As of writing this video, it cites the TOS episode Mirror Mirror for this so-called fact. But I defy you to find one point where in the episode it ever said this. Now, I happen to know where this comes from without even watching the episode. At one point, Scotty said, if we do not leave in 30 minutes, we will not be able to get out of here in 100 years.
Two-way matter transmission affected the local field density between the universes, and it's increasing. We've got to move fast.
How fast?
Half hour at the most.
If we miss?
We couldn't get out of here in a century.
Now, in the literal sense, we could say that he was saying they could not get out of there for at least 100 years. But that is not what he is saying. This is a figure of speech to say that they will be trapped there forever. The figure of speech basically takes a date beyond human lifespan to point out that one will never be able to obtain the goal. There is a similar line in Tomorrow is Yesterday when the Colonel tells Kirk that he'll be locked up for 200 years.
I am going to lock you up for 200 years.
That ought to be just about right.
Sure, Kirk had his quip, but that is not to say he doesn't understand the figure of speech. He just found it interesting that the time frame gets him close to his own time. I wanted to go on to another article, but there is another error in the 2367 article that makes a classic mistake. It assumes that the season starts in January. While I agree with the 1 year, 1 season idea, since there is evidence, but that is not to say that the year starts at the beginning of the season. Season 4 has two great examples. In Family, we see fully ripe grapes. Through my research and now personal experience, I understand to only happen in July and August. Data's Day takes place during the Hindu Festival of Light.
This is the 1,550th day since the Enterprise was commissioned. Besides the arrival of Ambassador T'Pel, other events occurring today include 4 birthdays, 2 personal transfers, a celebration of the Hindu Festival of Lights.
That happens in October. I'd like to do a full video on a TNG calendar at some point. In the end, the way to solve these problems is to use Memory Alpha not as a source, but as a research assistant. Look up the source provided. If you cannot find it in an episode, it is not canon. If you do find the proof in the episode, use that as your source, not Memory Alpha. Memory Alpha is great at pointing you to the source. Just don't use Memory Alpha as a source. Thanks for watching my video. I will have a link to my Galactic Police pilot episode. And here are a few video ideas for this channel. Deptor Asmusta.